Due to copyright and fair use issues, the following is a condensed segment from my Skate the Infinity is About Grief Part 2 video essay. If you would like to see this essay in its entirety, you can find it on my Patreon page where it will be free until September 1st. Thank you. We are here to see what Reki is made of and how far Adam is slipping. Okay, but seriously, what was his plan here? Beat Reki up and hope Longa wants revenge? That barely worked the last time. And when Reki did leave, he didn't feel like skating, and he knows that. What if Longa quit S because Reki was permanently unable to skate? The truth is, Adam is still lashing out. At this stage, people start diagnosing AINOSUKE, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. His diagnosis is repressed rich kid. No, his childhood wasn't happy. But the fact of the matter is, he was raised to believe he's a cut above other humans because of his pedigree. People that listen to him are pawns and everyone else is an object. And when these things don't behave the way he wants them to, he breaks them. Just like his father broke him when he was a teenager. When he's in politics, when he's at S, everyone depends on him and hangs on his every word. He's built to be admired. So Reki should really just shut up and die already. A lot of people ask if he's genuinely trying to kill Reki, and honestly, he probably doesn't even register that Reki is something that can die. He's not a person to him. He's an obstacle. If he really did kill him, he'd probably be like, oh, well, that's that. Anyways, hey, Longa. Adam officially loses it. Also, super wild that Joe calls the full swing kiss the move that defeated Cherry, not full-on aggravated assault and battery. But while Adam took Cherry by surprise in his initial attack, intimidation is still most of his game. Reki's already figured out that he just needs to show that he's not intimidated. And Adam's biggest weakness is his ego, because getting it stroked all these years is the only affection he's ever known, and bruising it with a slight imperfection is akin to humiliation. Pedestal broken, Adam flies into such a rage that he pulls off some of the most insane stunts he's ever done, because like, what the hell is this? Tadashi finally understands. AINOSUKE can't lose his only respite. He'll only go further off the deep end. What's important is that he gets his passion back. He needs something to keep his ego in check. Something where people aren't begging for things from him or seeking his adulation. He needs to be a person again. Tadashi forfeits his race with Longa because he can't really talk to AINOSUKE the way anyone else could. Sometimes depression makes you numb, but for some people, they'd kill for that numbness. Some try drugs, adrenaline boosts, or doing nothing at all. When these things inevitably don't work, some people seek help. Others try harder. That only ends in one of two ways: intervention or death. And when the tailor asks Adam what his suit is for, we don't hear it, but he absolutely said, "My funeral." The vibes at S are different this time, and it seems like Adam has foreseen any possible attempts to intervene. This is no longer the white wedding, it's a black funeral. It's worth noting that it's been over a month, maybe 2, since Shindo was elected Diet member, which usually happens around Halloween, which was before Reki's race. The bare trees aren't just decoration, it's winter, possibly even after Christmas. So AINOSUKE's been stewing since then, just autopiloting the start of his entire political career. Adam finally reveals himself, and I mean really and truly reveals who he is. He's stoic, his voice is dead, and he's dressed in all black. This is who he really is deep down, pretty much dead inside. He's screamed for a saving grace all these years, and now that final grace is death. My Japanese is pretty rusty, but he uses the word bachi a lot. Did he say divine punishment awaits? Because holy shit, dude. Adam doesn't want to win. He either gets what he wants or he dies because he's sick of hurting. Now, if you really want to bob and weave your way through the plot, you could almost say that AINOSUKE had no intention of actually hurting Longa and is just trying to bring out the best in him so they can have whatever he's searching for. But let's be real here, he's punishing him. because if he's not doing his best, he needs to be punished so he can get there. As the race ramps up, Adam actually gets what he wants. Humans crave adrenaline naturally because it produces dopamine, the temporary source of pleasure for the brain. When he's reached the apex of his skill, this zone, there's no dopamine, just adrenaline, a dead zone, where all you can do is push your body further, which must feel like a godsend to a man who's wanted to chew his own skin off since he was 17. However, it also has its downsides, like tunnel vision, heart palpitations, and dizziness. You know, all the symptoms of a panic attack. But at S, and honestly just in skateboarding in general, you have to be hyper aware of your surroundings because cracks and small rocks can ruin you if you're not careful. This is another scene that gets mentioned a lot when people talk about diagnosing AINOSUKE. I mean, he's not okay, clearly, but I don't think a diagnosis is needed. The truth is, AINOSUKE Shindo is a spoiled brat. Wait for the angry comment. I hear you typing it, just hear me out, okay? AINOSUKE Shindo is generationally wealthy, leads a charmed life, and has a career handpicked and waiting for him. He's never wanted for anything, save for the one thing everyone absolutely needs. From birth, he's had his family name wrapped like a noose around his neck. One toe out of place, and he was painfully punished. Out of love, his aunts claim. But I suspect it was also out of jealousy. Surely the family fortune has passed to the eldest son and not to them, and they must maintain their lifestyle by shaping AINOSUKE in their image. He gets one respite, skateboarding, a little time where he can have a little fun and enjoy himself for once. He even made a friend. Then he makes more friends, and those friends are a little less obedient. Maybe they even like to cause trouble. He finally feels safe enough to take off the mask, revealing who he really is to even more people. They're special, after all, only for it to bite him in the ass. His father burns his skateboard, the one thing that kept him going. He even takes away his friends and sends him to America, where I'm pretty sure he still practiced skating, but even so, he became more and more frustrated. Then, his father dies, and suddenly he's his replacement. All his father's friends, career, and legacy, all the things that took skating away from him, are now his responsibility. Not only that, but his old friends immediately light him up, demanding answers, and his other friend has been reduced to a shadow of his former self. And it's all so fucking boring. All of it. While he didn't grow up well, AINOSUKE has never really suffered consequences outside of that, and when he does, he's so shocked by it that he either gets really obsessed in order to get what he wants, or he goes into a rage. But I do think he has a shred of self-awareness and wants to kill it. That's why he's so intent on not feeling anything and dying that way. Deep down, everyone wants to be loved, and AINOSUKE is no exception. And after all these years of being loved through pain, he wants the perfect love. The love that doesn't hurt. And this is the only way he can think of to get it. Listen, even knowing all of this, I honestly don't like AINOSUKE. I think he's an entitled idiot who spends taxpayer money on his personal vendettas. But I do empathize, as I think everyone can, with the desire to just stop feeling so fucking terrible all the time.